Oh boy, everybody. This is going to be my first ever, how would I say this? If I were to guess, this will be What If Premiere. Or, as a better term, I am going to do the 3K special, people. So, what is up, you guys? The Fallout What If here. And today I'm going to be doing a what if, two what ifs. One is going to be, well, basically 45 to an hour. The second one will be, hello eater. Just going to speak, I'm not going to see the screen right now, or I'm not going to see the comments. So forgive me. This is the first ever. The premiere is going to start in 2 minutes. Basically, that way it can be a basic 12:10. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, Happy Halloween, everybody. The rules are basically I'm not going to look, and on my second what if, I'm going to invite basically my two close pals. And after all that, basically since it's Halloween, I do want it to look like this. Now, if I gotta say anything right now, let's see. It is basically, how would I say this? Oh no. It's just basically the way it is, and pretty much that's it. So, this is pretty much, gotta keep waiting. Oh boy. Is it time yet? It's almost done. It's almost done, people. Don't worry. Got a couple of seconds to go. So anyway, you guys, 10 minutes at, it's 12:10, so this means it's the what ifing time. Now, this is going to be one of the what ifs known as what if Deku was basically the reincarnation of Piccolo, or basically what if Deku was a Namek. You guys can pick, but this is the time to say it. This is going to start off in a similar fashion when basically Goku, Kid Goku from GT talked with Piccolo and his final words. Now, after Piccolo saw Goku gone, Piccolo was sad since he was in hell all alone. He saved a lot of people, you know, beat down Frieza and beat down freaking, how would I say this? He beat down Frieza, Cell, because he gotten stronger over the years. But at the same time, he was growing old. Because he was a pure-hearted Namekian. See, when somebody's still good, and they have a lot of goodness within them, for some reason it disrupts the balance between life and death. Good and evil, yin and yang. So when basically Piccolo was alive, he didn't know what to do. All he knew that, well, basically, he's now just getting older and older. And after all this time, he died. Now, you guys may say, what do you mean Fallout? How does this work? Well, basically, he just got old. For some reason, his body did that when it wasn't supposed to. And he died, once again. But now he's not in that universe anymore. He's no longer in that part of the universe. It's a new one. Or it could be the same universe, but changed a lot more. Basically, 800 years later, well, or not 800 years, basically 500 years have passed, and there's no more Saiyans. There's no more threats that are catastrophic on Earth. It's just basically the Hero Society. It is basically, how would I say this? It's the way he's alive now. Piccolo is dead, and he is going to be reincarnated into Deku. But here's the thing. When Deku was older, I mean not Deku, when the world changed, basically people started having quirks. Due to the fact that for some reason, the dark energy with the Namekian, with the Dragon Balls, basically messed them up to the whole point where all you can see is just them. Like, how would I explain this? It will be hard, but here's the thing. Deku is just going to be born quirkless. But here's the thing. Deku is going to have a little bit more of a greener skin. His skin's going to be green. And not only that, he is just basically dead inside. He pretty much doesn't understand why he's alive again. Now, when he was born, and I pretty much should say this, when he was born, he was just a baby. But here's the thing. Back then, he was very weak. He was to the point of weak. He was pretty much scared of what he was. He didn't know what he was. All he knew that, well, basically, he was bored knowing a lot of things because he's much more stronger. He just knows vivid memories. So over the next 4 years, he just meditates. Or he doesn't even think it's meditating. He just does it because that's what he feels. He feels like just sitting down, crossing his legs, and just calming himself down. Now, not a lot of people think what Deku is doing is cool. A lot of people think that he's pretty weird. Because pretty much they don't see this happening. They don't know what meditation is, so Bakugo bullies him. Or he just picks on him and just, says, hey, whatever your name is, you look kind of weird doing that. And this is when Deku says, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And this is when basically Piccolo, or in his mind, is saying, kid, I can see his mind. Get away from him now, because you're going to probably get into a fight with him. And this is when Piccolo is just trying to reach out to Deku's brain, try to reach out to his mind. But for some reason, he can't do it. He cannot do it. His mind is blank. His mind is somewhat distorted, if you may say that. All Deku knows is that he's pretty much a child. So he just lives on being a child and all that stuff until we hit a certain point of age when basically Deku was defending this girl. Now, I won't tell you who the girl is. You guys, I will do part 2, so don't worry. Let's say right now this girl's Froppy. You know why? Well, because basically she's green. And Deku is wondering why Bakugo is bullying her. I could do Nejire or do someone, but you guys gotta pick, and I'm going to give you the thing. So anyway, Deku is talking to Bakugo, saying, why is he doing this? And this is when Bakugo just tells him that it's fun. Because she's a weakling. Because Deku's a weakling. That's why he doesn't care. And pretty much Deku feels sad. He doesn't know why he has to get bullied. He doesn't know why all the people that are around them, pretty much the bullies the other bullies as well, why don't they try to help Izuku? And he wants to be a hero. Izuku wants to be a hero, but he wants to create peace. He wants to be the guardian of this world. He wants to protect them from the bad. He wants to protect them from the sinister. He wants to protect them from strong, evil people. And this is when Deku just says, look, just get back. Putting his hands up. And just telling him that there's no need to start this fight. This is when Bakugo says, you idiot. even though I'm starting this fight, it doesn't matter. All that matters right now is that me and you are just going to fight. And that is it. Now, this is when Deku says, look, Bakugo, I'm warning you right now. Step away from this girl, or I will hurt you. And this is when Bakugo says, you're going to hurt me? You're going to hurt me? And this is when he says, no one can hurt me, Izuku. No one can. Think about it. You are just basically a child. Well, basically not a child, you're just weak. Not only that, all you are is someone who's going to lose because you're quirkless. Think about it. All you are is nothing more than just a nuisance. All you are is just a weakling. And I am stronger than you. So you should bow down to me. And this is when basically Deku says, I can't bow down to you. I can't bow down. I'm sorry, I can't. I want to protect this world, and no one's going to stop me, Bakugo. Not even you. Now, this is when Bakugo gets mad. And this is when he punches Izuku in the face. And he keeps punching him. And punching him. Froppy is scared. And pretty much, he doesn't know what to do. All he knows what to do is just push him away. And Deku is just looking at him, telling him that, Bakugo, I'm sorry, but you have to be stopped. And this is when Bakugo says, sorry? What are you going to do? All you are is just pathetic. And this is when Deku's mind just starts to kick in. His wild instincts, his instincts, the one that is basically making him feel this way. He is stopping him and saying, Bakugo, that is enough. And this is when he basically pushes Bakugo away, but with a ki blast. And this is when he explodes on impact, and Bakugo's flying. He's flying, and basically he is fell. And pretty much Bakugo feels kind of like dizzy, because the one thing he has done is somewhat did his first ever ki blast. And Deku gets up feeling weird. And his skin starts to turn a little more greener. And a little more greener. Just green itself. Until he looks kind of weird. Like a weird little child that's turned green. And this is when basically Deku is looking at his hands and saying, what is this? What have I turned into? Oh, wow. I got claws. Or, basically, my nails got bigger. Huh. And this is when, basically, Bakugo gets up and says, what did you do, Izuku? Why did you explode me? How did you do that? And why are you green? And this is when Izuku says, I'm sorry, Bakugo, but I didn't know what I just did. This is my first time ever doing this. And this is when, basically, Deku says, I don't know why, or what have I turned into, but I know I have the power to stop you now. And this is when Bakugo says, stop me? You can't stop me at all. Look at you. You're just a freak. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. We're still going to stop you, and that's it. And basically Deku just looks at him and says, no. I will stop you. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. I don't care if you were my friend. You're mean. And this is when basically all he just does is think. And right now, all he sees is 3 Namekians. 3 of these people that he doesn't know. He doesn't know why he's looking at these people. He just knows that they're there. One is basically Kami, looking at him, just saying nothing. The second one is Nail, looking at him as well, and just thinking to himself, who are these 2 people? And third is Piccolo. Basically, Piccolo is looking at him, saying nothing. Nothing at all, just staring at him. But the thing is, between these 3, the only ones that looks normal is Piccolo. And pretty much, Deku is looking at him, and the other 2 are looking at him as well, but not saying a word. But this is when the actual Piccolo says, "What? You're scared of something?" And this is when Deku says, "Wait, you can talk? Sorry, sir." And this is when Deku says this, and Piccolo's like, sheesh, I should have known. Look, kid, I'm going to have to break it to you, but you are me and I am you. Pretty much, you do not, basically, you do not understand what I am, because you are basically me. I am not, how would I say this? I am not you, but I am you. We are one, but we have been separated. Not by body, but by mind. You should know that. Basically, that man over there, the old man with the stick, that's basically me. But, I know what you're probably going to say. I look old. I really don't care. But right now, we got to train you. Look at you. You look pathetic. Sheesh. You remind me of Gohan. I know that's probably kind of weird for you. You being a kid and all. Probably don't understand a thing that I'm saying right now. And this is when Deku says, but wait a minute, hold on here. How did I... Well, basically, you passed out. Truth be told, I didn't know that was going to happen. Now, that girl you saved is basically gone. She ran to go get some help. We will talk later. And this is when Deku says, wait a minute, wait, hold on here. If I am me and you are me and I am you and you are you, why are we separated by mind? And this is when Piccolo says, sheesh, kid. You ask a lot of questions, but I might as well tell you. Thing is, I was the past you. The past me? The past you, yes. But this is no time for that. What I'm going to say is this. One day we are going to fuse our minds. It may be scary for you, kid, but I know that we have to do it either way. Sheesh. The way it is right now, I'm basically going to be the one who helps you. And I'm basically going to have to train you. Well, basically, you're going to have to train your mind. This is when he takes his water and he says, drink some of this. And this is when Deku catches a bottle of water. And he says, but wait a minute, if we're in the mind, this won't affect me. And this is when Piccolo says, oh yeah? drink it. And this is when Deku drinks it and says, wait a minute, what? He opens his eyes even more and just says, this is water, but it tastes funny. And this is when Piccolo says, yes, that is known as God water. You've just drank water from the gods. And pretty much Deku just says, wait a minute, why do I feel this strange... What is this strange feeling? And he says, basically with God, well, divine water, as people called it before in the past. Basically what this means is you're drinking something from the gods. And it's painful because you do not know how to control it. The energy you have within you, basically you have to bring that all out. So, training starts now. And this is when basically he creates a world where basically Piccolo has trained Gohan before. Now, what happened after the whole thing? I'm going to say this. Piccolo was basically told by King Yama about the whole, oh yeah, you're basically supposed to go to Earth, and this is when Piccolo fights with him and says, wait a minute, I don't want to go to Earth. I'm okay here now. This is my world now. And this is when Yama says, you have done so much good, and pretty much you've been the voice of reason for a very long time, and you have to suffer so much in the past that I've thought about giving you another chance. So, I'm going to just give it to you. Pretty much doesn't have to matter. Now, be gone. And this is when Piccolo just went to Earth. That is what actually happened, and the thing is, Piccolo actually got to talk with Goku, Krillin, and all the other Z fighters, but then he went to Gohan. Gohan, who cried for a very long time because he couldn't just go to hell. It wasn't easy, but he tried to visit, and it wouldn't work. So, all that Piccolo did was just said, hey kid, you have nothing to worry. I'm going to be alright. I wish in the next past life, or the next time I die, I get to talk to you, kid. My first ever friend. And this is when Gohan says, but Piccolo, you have been a father to me all this time. And you have to go. And this is when he says, don't worry about it, kid. I'll be back one day. I promise. This is when the two hug each other, since this will be technically their last time seeing each other for a very long time. Now, let's see. How would I say this? Oh yeah. Deku is thinking about all this stuff that Piccolo just showed him. Since basically Piccolo is him, sometimes their brains do collide with each other, or their mindsets collide with each other. Now, what Deku does is talk to the other people that are around him, since there is wildlife, there's actual dinosaurs, and basically he has his own turban, and that thing that he gets, the turban and basically the weights. At first, basically his mind was just like, he basically fell. And not only that, he got chased by a lot of dinosaurs. He had to eat a lot. And pretty much he's looking at himself and saying, wait a minute, I didn't eat that much. Sheesh. I guess Gohan and Goku have rubbed off on me. Oh, jeez, and Piccolo as well. Oh, man, I wish I was dead. And this is when Deku is just looking around, and basically, what actually happened in the real world is basically he's in a coma. Why? Well, because he blacked out. Why did he black out? Was because he used so much, well, basically he used energy around him. He used his own energy to basically, how would I say this? But I think in the very end he's just going to have the coma, and he wakes up probably a couple of months because he does not know how to control his energy. But over the past couple of months that he was in his mind, he pretty much told them that, let's see. Oh, okay. Basically, he told the other people that he was okay, but he can't say it. The thing that I'm trying to say here is that Deku's whole life is basically just nothing. It's pretty much have been nothing. And now that he's being trained, it's something now. He's basically going to be a hero, like he said. So now, without further ado, Deku wakes up from the coma, since it's been mostly training, and Piccolo says he's not ready yet, just says, "Kid, as much as I want to say you've improved, you're not strong enough. Sorry, but you need to get much more stronger if you ever want to just patch up with me." And this is when Deku just says, "How do I patch up with you? This whole time, I don't know how to do it." And this is when Piccolo says, "Don't worry, kid. You'll learn one day. But now get to stepping." And just pushes him out from the world. And basically, like I said, that's when how he wakes up. So Piccolo is just doing his thing. And how would I say this? He's just doing nothing. He's not doing anything at all. All he's doing, well, what Deku is technically doing, because Piccolo is Deku, but it's kind of weird. What Deku is just doing is now being confronted by Inko and Isashi, who are worried about him. Why? Well, because Deku fell into a coma. So far, so good. Anyway, Izuku just went and just talked with all the other people, and I would say this. Piccolo, or Deku in this manner, the reincarnation, all he just thinks is maybe he will change. But this is when he wakes up, and due to the bandages on his head, not from the turban didn't like come around, but Deku just uncovered the turban, and he found out that he still had his hair, but he has two antennas, and he's still green. So Izuku was just thinking, wait, what the heck? Why am I like this? And pretty much Deku was, how would I say this? Pretty scared. And when he's pretty, it's just Deku. He's pretty scared. How would I say this? Oh yeah. Izuku just said, okay, so I am turning into him. That's not weird at all. I feel scared. I feel somewhat scared about this. Because basically, who wouldn't be scared? Let's see. If I were to say it correctly, he's scared of turning into Piccolo. Because he doesn't want to look like him, even though he is him. And this is when Piccolo says, I'm kind of offended about this. I'm him and he's me. And the fact that he's telling me that he doesn't want to look like me, although he is me. Oh, sheesh. And here's the thing. There's been flowers being given to Deku every month or every week. Basically, a girl talks to him in his dreams. Or, how would I say this? There was a girl who spoke with him a couple of times, just thanking him every day. Or saying that she's grateful every day that Deku did the thing, or basically helped him out. Deku just always wonders who's that girl. Because here's the thing, he has saved actually 2 people. And this was Nejire as well. But the one thing is basically they bullied Froppy much more. I forgot to mention that, I am sorry. But Izuku just looked around and, well, he just said, so, why can I hear people? Why am I hearing what they're thinking? That's kind of weird. Huh. That's very weird. That's, the nurses are thinking about stuff and the doctor's thinking about the nurses. And pretty much this is when basically Inko's like, yeah, I'm grateful and all for all you guys to do that, but pretty much that's kind of weird. Now, Bakugo is not in trouble because basically the bullies took him, and, well, Mitsuki will know about it soon enough, but Bakugo never told anyone, and only Deku will know. So, pretty much, Izuku is looking at the whole thing from the outside, because he got out of the hospital, and basically he's back home, and he's pretty much walking, and everything feels weird. He feels less of himself. Because the thing is, Deku did not turn into he's not a Namekian, but he is the reincarnation, which sometimes the reincarnation gives them the same kind of physical attributes that they previously had. But he still has his Dende, don't worry. Deku has his Dende still. His Master Shinron. The Dragon Balls themselves, he has that still. So you guys have nothing to worry here. Now, Izuku is just coming home, and after that, for the next couple of months, he goes to school still, and basically, he doesn't encounter Bakugo because Bakugo is scared that he will probably tell. But at the same time, he doesn't care about Deku. Let's see. He pretty much wants to bully him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to get in trouble. Because he knows that if Bakugo is told on, and pretty much Deku says something, he's probably not going to be able to be a hero. He's not going to be a hero if he does that. If he does that, then yeah, he can kiss that thing goodbye. So over the next 5 to 7 years, basically Deku was at least 4 to 5. So let's say 6. So basically 7 years. Basically he's 13. He's been training over so many years, and there's these 2 basically girls always looking at him, but never saying a word because they're afraid that Deku probably won't remember them. And yes, it's Froppy and Nejire. Let's see. How would I say this? I know she's the big 3, but the same time, I do want her to be a little younger. So let's say this. She's pretty much the same age, but she got to be nicknamed one of the. They were the big 3 because, well, let's say that Nejire she was smarter. She got smarter. So, yeah, pretty much Deku is just thinking, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. She got, let's see, she got smarter and all that stuff. So, yeah, pretty much Najire is gone. She still has the energy manipulation thing. And Izuku is going to say, oh, hi, wait, who are you? And this is when she says, well, this girl says, oh, sorry, Ribbit. My name is Froppy. I'm in this class. And Izuku says, oh, that's nice. I'm Izuku Midoriya. And, it's been a honor talking with you. And, yeah. And this is when he says, I gotta go. Bye. And this is when basically Froppy grabs him and says, Izuku, I got to tell you something. I heard that something bad happened to you. Do you know why? And this is when he says, if I tell her what happened to me, Bakugo will get in trouble, and I want to deal with him myself. There's no way I'm going to let someone like him just hurt other people. But at the same time, I do want to say something. And this is when he says, I can't tell her. No, I shouldn't tell her. Maybe one day. But she has to earn my trust, though, since no one wants to these days. And this is when he says, no, I don't remember a thing. Probably that was due to the whole coma thing. So, yeah, don't worry about that. And this is when he says, oh, right, you were in a coma. So you probably wouldn't forget. You would probably forget Gato or Ribbit. And this is when Izuku says, are you okay? And she says, yeah, I'm fine. Just wondering. So, Izuku tries to read her mind, but right now her mind is kind of like cloudy right now. There's a lot of things in her mind that she probably has to sort out, and probably he can read it, since he's not really good. He can't always read it because he doesn't have the full access to Namekian powers. He only has some. He can read minds for a short amount of time, but at the same time, he can't always read complicated ones like Namix can. And pretty much Izuku says, Froppy, or Sui, or Asui-chan, or something. She says, yes, Rabbit. He says, I gotta go to class. Basically, it's our last day, but I'm glad we have this talk. I'm going to be a hero, and pretty much I know that I'm going to be the best hero that I could be, no matter what. Even if that means, basically, how would I say this? Even though nobody cares, I'll try my best. And that's the thing that I'm going to do. Now, this is when Froppy just says, oh, I'm going to UA too as well. So, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Don't worry, I gotta go. Bye. And Izuku says, oh, well, we'll talk later. And this is when Piccolo says, kid, as much as I want to deal with your love life, right now, you gotta keep doing your training. And this is when Izuku says, you're right. And he has to go back to class, and then after school, basically he confronts the sludge villain, because that's what we always do. We confront sludge villains. And this is when Deku says, "Ah, man, I gotta fight with him now." And this is when, sheesh. Sorry about that, people. This is when Deku just says, "Okay, so what do I? Oh, jeez." And this is when Piccolo says, "What are you asking me for? This is what I trained you for. Fighting him. Make sure you don't kill him, though. As much as I want to, I cannot." He said, and this is when Deku says, "Why not?" "Well, first of all, I'm part of your mind. Second of all, it's still someone. I can't just kill them no more. I can't kill people." Like, basically, Piccolo has gone through things in his life, and basically after being one of the Z Fighters, he knows that he just can't kill him. He can't kill people who are weaker, because that's weird. It just feels weird, even though he should kill them. And this is when Piccolo just says, sheesh. You know what? We'll just leave him alive. As much as I don't like it, this will probably do you some good. Now, just fight him." And this is when Deku says, "Alright, mister, sorry about all this, but I'm going to have to take you down, so don't worry about it. I am here." And this is when he says, "Oh gosh, you listen to that #1 hero." And this is when he's basically right there, summoning a blast, shooting off a couple of key blasts at the freaking sludge villain. Sludge villain gets hit, and pretty much just goes after him. Sorry about that. Basically discarding everyone, or all the parts that were burned, and basically kept going at him, and Deku was dodging each and every last one of these things with perfect ease. And this is when he just kicks the sludge villain and removes some of the sludge out of him. And this is when Deku just shoots another blast and another blast. After that, punching and kicking the sludge off. After all that, basically he is strong, but he's not stronger than a lot of people. He still will lose to All Might. But this is when basically he just goes around and just keeps shooting key blasts. And yeah, pretty much the sludge villain is basically so small that he's just kept in a jar. A jar. That is how much that's how much it's basically. How would I explain this? Yeah, that's how destroyed it was. That's how beaten this thing was. So, after all that, Izuku just goes home. All Might doesn't arrive because, well, pretty much he just doesn't arrive. He doesn't talk with them. He doesn't do anything. He's basically gone. He does stuff, but he's never always there. How would I explain this? This is like basically a timeline where All Might didn't come and try to capture the sludge villain. That was pretty much it. Now, Izuku goes and he goes home. And after being accepted into UA, he goes and talks with his mother and his father. He talks to them about saying, "Oh, Izuku, or how are you doing today? Has your head been hurting? Have you, gotten sick or anything?" And this is when Deku says, "No, haven't gotten sick. I am alright. There's nothing to worry about, father." And this is when Inko says, this is when Inko says, "Oh dear, look, you should be resting right now. You're still, I know that you're sick, or not sick, I know that you're tired and all that, but I just want you to be okay. And this is when Deku says, I am okay, Mother. I truly am. I'm just different from what I used to be. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, pretty much Deku is just trying to make sure his mother isn't worried. And after all that, Izuku is just going around talking and talking and talking with them, you know, just doing what a lot of families would do. Kind of weird still because yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. But hey, Izuku just talks with her still, and he says, Mom, I'm going to UA. And this is when they have arguments, because she thinks that would be kind of scary for her, because she doesn't want Izuku to fall. She doesn't want him to, you know, go down. And this is when Deku says, I'm not going to go down. In fact, I am going to rise up. I'm sick and tired of always feeling scared, because I think that I'm not going to amount to anything. I'm scared of the fact that you guys probably think that I cannot do it. And maybe you're right. I'm scared of losing. Yes, I gotten stronger over my years. But the fact of the matter is, you guys are scared that I'm going to screw up, or maybe I'm going to get sick again. Maybe I'll go to a coma if I use my quirk, or whatever I have. I changed. But at the same time, I've gotten stronger. You have to believe in me. You have to believe in me. And this is when Inko and Hisashi know, and basically the very next day, we get to the whole point where Deku's in UA High, or the Academy, or not Academy. He's in the UA entrance exam, and talking to the other people. Doesn't meet Ochako because he doesn't fall, but here's the thing. He's wearing what Piccolo normally wore. He's wearing clothes that basically resemble his turban and his weight gear. How did he make weight gear? Well, the one thing he does have is the ability to summon items. Let's see. He has the ability to summon items. And Deku just tells freaking how would I say this? Okay. He just tells Deku that nothing much, to be honest. If I'm going to be completely honest, nobody tells him anything. He just sits down and is looking, and everybody sees his eyes, and the one thing they do see is death. They see death because Izuku is changed. He keeps changing little by little over the days and over the months and over the years. Give me a second here. Okay. So, Izuku is talking to Ida because Ida does his thing, and Deku does sit next to Bakugo, which Deku is mad, and Bakugo is mad as well because they don't like each other one bit. So, Izuku is just going around and telling, just not going and telling anyone, but he is right there speaking with the whole freaking, how would I say this? Okay, he's just going around and speaking with freaking nobody because he's outside. He pretty much has nothing to do. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting until basically a lot of the students come out because, yeah, he basically just ditched it. He ditched it, and now he's waiting even more. And Izuku and the others are going around just just waiting for the race. 5 minutes later, the race starts, and pretty much Izuku is flying because he read Ida's mind, and Ida was about to grab him because he was walking to the front. Izuku dodged that and kicked him right in the guts, sending him flying, and wham! Right there. Izuku just basically almost knocked out Ida. And pretty much, Ida is just right there, just dazed. And what happens is this. Deku just starts springing into action, just flying around and just punching a lot of the robots, kicking them, pretty much knowing each of their every moves because they're so slow. It's stupid to him. It's dumb because Izuku is basically laughing at them, saying, "Is that really the best that you got? You guys are really pathetic." Shooting ki blasts, and Piccolo is thinking, "Oh yes, he has my evil side as well." Ah, crap, I'm glad I don't have to deal with his mother. That would just be very scary. And, how would I say this? Izuku is talking to the robots, and Deku is Deku is just fighting and fighting and fighting. He just starts shooting different kinds of blasts. One of the blasts that he uses is basically the blast where all the robots are in one place, and he shoots ki blasts everywhere. Pretty much he explodes them. So yeah, pretty much that. What he does do is just go and how would I say this? Use evil explosions a lot. And yeah, pretty much he takes off the weights, which makes him much more faster. And here's the thing, he's been wearing these weights for a very long time. Izuku knows that nothing is going to stop him because he is very fast. Very fast indeed. So fast, in fact, that basically all he's just doing is laughing because these people are a joke to him. And this is when he hears basically somebody cry out saying, "Help, I need help." And Izuku hears that. And all he sees is pretty much, how would I say this? Pretty much sees Deku with Froppy. Froppy is near him, and this is when Deku sees this guy, and he's thinking to himself, "Ah, shit, I gotta help him out now. I gotta help her out right now." And this is when he basically grabs the two points of his fingers, his index finger and his middle finger, putting it onto his freaking forehead. And he's like, "Special beam cannon! Special beam cannon!" And yeah, it's a special beam cannon, and it shoots right into the middle of the freaking zero pointer. But here's the thing, it becomes much more bigger, and it's melting a lot more because he's using much more energy. Now, the thing is, Deku is very strong still. He's already beaten it. He literally could have kicked it. Ah, sheesh. How would I say this? He literally could have kicked it, and that would have been the end of it. But no, he was just toying around with it. But at the same time, he knows he has to kill it. So, Izuku just goes around and looks at Froppy and says, "Oh, hey, wait a minute. You're that girl that I talked to once. Asui, how you been?" And this is when he removes all the rubble. And this is when Froppy says, "I'm doing fine, Ghetto, Ribbit." And this is when Deku says, "Oh, alright. So, yeah, how do I say this? Pretty much we're who we are. And I do want to say that you're okay right now. There's nothing to worry. I'll just fly you all the way over there to the other, place. And this is when he picks her up and starts flying. And Froppy is kind of embarrassed right now, but at the same time he knows that, yeah, pretty much he just can't do it. He just can't look her he just cannot look her in the eye. And Izuku is just looking at Froppy and just saying sorry about that, and just drops her off. And pretty much, yeah, there is a couple of heroes looking at him, but All Might's interested in this kid. Pretty much, he's interested in how this will play out, because this kid could actually be the new symbol of peace. And with One for All, he could also give it to him and make him stronger. And this is when Deku is just, I wonder why. And this is when, basically, Piccolo, the real one, talks to him, or talks to Izuku, and says, "What is it, kid? Something on your mind?" And this is when Deku says, "It's not that. I'm just wondering, how come we survived?" And this is when Deku just says, "How could we survive? It's weird. We are just us. And yet, pretty much, Goku, Vegeta, and all the other ones could have done something. Probably, what they always do. We could have at least, had them be revived, and after all that, we could have actually became more friendlier." And this is when Izuku is just thinking all this stuff. And yeah, pretty much Izuku is just thinking to himself, why? Why does he have to be the one alone? Pretty much, yeah, he doesn't have any friends, to be honest. His mind is sometimes always changed because he is who he is. And this is when Piccolo says, "Kid, over all my years, I've talked with many people." Okay, that's a lie. I've only talked to Goku and the others. But I can tell you this. We need to stick together. We need to survive that way. We need to do what we always do. And just survive. That's what us Namekians did. We only been peaceful, but the stronger ones were always much more about survival and knowing how to live. We are Namekians, and we are warriors. We have nothing to be ashamed about. And this is when Izuku is just thinking to himself, yeah, that's true. And this is when Piccolo says, "Alright, enough of this stuff. We gotta go sleep. We got a lot more training to do tomorrow. And the next 2 weeks." And he's thinking, wait a minute, the next 2 weeks? And pretty much Izuku just says, "Next 2 weeks? Oh man." Piccolo looks at him and says, Yeah. You're complaining because you want to go take a nap. But do not worry about that. You'll do good in UA, in quotation marks, and says, "Anyway, we got to go." And pretty much Izuku just says, "Alright, you lead the way, I guess." And pretty much Izuku, talking to freaking Piccolo, training with him, learning how the mind will work, he just says, "Izuku." "Yes, Piccolo?" "No. No, 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 no. How would I say this? You need to become tougher. You need to create this mind of yours where your mind is no longer weak to a lot of things. You need to become stronger so that way I can basically go inside your mind and we can fuse together. And this is when Piccolo and Deku says, "Alright, I'll get stronger. And I'll get stronger than that. And I'll become so strong that..." Huh. Look at that, kid. Over all this time... Well, hold on. Over all this time, you've actually made a commitment. Look at you. Your bones, your body looks much more stronger. But at the same time, your mind still needs to become much more improved. Over the 10 months, he has been training frequently, but at the same time, it's not enough. The reason why it's not enough is because he hasn't trained with strong people. And yeah. Now, the next past 2 weeks, Izuku okay. So Izuku, the next time Izuku is being seen, he is basically wearing nothing more than just his outfit, but pretty much his armor or the plates around his body is just there. And then he walks into class. And that is where I'm going to leave off part 1, which I will do part 1. I just got to... Since this one is a little bit I'm a little sleepy, I still got to do the Naruto What If. And pretty much, yeah. So, give me a second here, people. I'm basically going to... how would I explain this? Well, all I know is that that Deku and part 1. I know part 2 and part 3 is going to be very epic. But yeah, I still gotta work on it. Now, anyway, I just, how would I say this? I wish that they could invite me, because we have to do the other What If, and pretty much, yeah, I really don't know what to say, but hopefully you guys will understand. We are going to do now part 2. Not part 2. We're going to do part 1 to another What If.
Greetings and bienvenue, my fond fair friends. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
Hi.
Okay, we at least have Dylan.
I'm here.
And we have Patrick.
I am here.
You didn't hear that amazing intro I just gave? Dang, I feel slightly insulted.
Usually I'm
shout out to Fallout.
Yes, shout out to Fallout.
Here, here. Everybody say here, here. Anyway, so we're going to do part 1 to 1. Where basically a couple of times we almost screwed up and told the people on the live stream before. So I wonder what you guys are thinking. It's a Naruto What If. And this one will be a weird one, but I think we have the stories already. Hopefully everybody has already done their stories. Dylan.
I've been practicing.
Practicing. Shit. Alright.
Really relax, Fallout. I've been helping.
Alright.
As is per my duty.
As is per the duty. Now, a Naruto What If. Nice. Yes, this is going to be... What if me, Patrick, and basically Dylan were in the Naruto universe and characters from For Honor? Basically, what if some of the Fallout remnants in the Naruto universe also became For Honor characters. It's a weird concept. I don't know what to say.
Would you allow me to phrase it a little bit better, my friend?
Yes, please do go on.
What if the Fallout remnants were reincarnated in the Naruto universe as For Honor champions? Essentially.
Fair enough.
We all have our own backstories, we all have our own plots. And, yes, given what ifs, there will be some occasional plot holes. But we hope you will put up with us, as well as enjoy the show, as per always.
Now, the reason why I didn't have a picture, the reason why I haven't had the picture and just the guy in the Call of Duty thing, well, basically there's 3 reasons, as per Black Ops 3, per quest or whatever I'm going to say that's fancy but it's not actually real. Here's the thing. Number 1, basically it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, people.
Happy Hallows Eve.
Oh boy.
Down, Cujo.
Yeah, down, boy. Clifford.
You maul people later, not right now.
Now, number 2. I couldn't show you guys. I wanted to show you guys the picture of the Namekian and the For Honor characters. But at the same time, I don't know how to do that on the PlayStation. So, yeah, I just had this guy right now. Think of him as me talking to you guys this whole time. Number 3. First of all, there's 3 of us. It's Black Ops 3. The 4K special will be number 4. Pretty much, yeah. That was the whole thing about it. So yeah, and also there's 3 of us that are going to be talking in the What If. So yeah, so that's the whole reason why I'm not going to play the game, because I'm going to like mess up while I talk.
Very much so. We and Dylan also decided to not play, as to keep ourselves from swearing and interrupting, or being interrupted.
Dylan.
We are going to try and take this more seriously than our casual live streams.
Yes, because pretty much what he said. What if some of the Fallout remnants were reincarnated into the Naruto universe as For Honor champions? So, I said 10-minute break. So basically, we have 10 minutes right now. So, if any of you guys want to ask any questions, or do you two want to talk about anything right now?
We pretty much cleared up the air between us while you were doing the Namekian one. Essentially, we were trying to... Well, Mr. Dillon somewhat deceived you about the what if he was planning on, and decided to get some one-on-one time with me to go over details.
Oh, you betrayed me.
Incorrect, Fallout. Incorrect. He did not betray you. He wanted to ensure that the sanctity of the what if would be preserved, as well as trying to make sure that we were prepared properly. He just didn't want you to worry. For after all, that is what you do occasionally. And he did not want you to mess up on your what if.
Alright.
He was being quite thoughtful. If that case, I would ask that you apologize to Mr. Dillon.
I mean, he was being thoughtful?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Jeez.
He is still Mr. Dillon, trust me.
Okay, good.
So please apologize. He did not betray you.
Alright. I
Fallout. Don't pull that shit.
I apologize for my rudeness.
Thank you, Fallout. And Dylan, accept his apology, because, to be fair, that is kind of fishy.
I accept your apology.
Glad to hear it. I'm glad we can all be civil. Now...
That laugh doesn't tell you anything?
Fallout, there is one question I have in mind.
What?
Simple. You designated this time slots and such. If I remember correctly, you said that you were going to have my backstory go first, followed by Dylan's and then yours. Is that still the same way it's going to go down?
It's going to be the same
Or
way.
would you Very well. I just had to make sure I had the proper amount of liquid courage, as we say.
Okay. So actually, here's the thing. You guys will talk. You guys, this is going to be part 1, so we're going to only talk about the story of us. Each of us take 20 minutes of it. Only 20 minutes, so that way it can be fair, and that way we won't have to go we won't have to, take up so much time.
Very well, by talk. So you're saying we're going to talk about these stories to the people, or are you saying we're going to talk with each other during the rest of it? Like interact with each other's as each other's characters during this whole event?
It will be kind of hard to understand, to talk to each other because we haven't actually done this kind of talking. But we will.
I understand. That's the reason I'm trying to assess the situation.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're only you're going to talk about who are you and what you are, basically, essentially, how your story came to be.
Got it.
That's what we're only going to do, and after probably the next episode, basically we're going to have to at least do this on the live stream. We're going to actually do a live stream of that, but so that way we can all have our own dialogue.
I understand. I just had to ensure that what was going on was what I was thinking, because I didn't want to jump ahead and do, well, shall we say, make a blunder.
Ooh, okay.
I prefer not to do so on your channel.
It's alright. It doesn't matter anymore. But, anyway.
Calm down yourself, Mr. Dillon. You will be fine. Out of all of us, I think you have prepared, I would say, second to most behind Fallout.
Yeah, so thank God I wrote the shit down.
Exactly.
Even though you wanted to be first, the freaking... What is that thing called? I forgot what he wanted. He wanted to be one thing, then after that he was the second thing.
Calm down, Fallout. Don't worry. These are stories. They're meant to be edited. They're meant to be adjusted.
Wait,
occasionally, some things must be changed to make more sense to the storyteller. In this case, Mr. Dillon has a bit of what we call back and forth syndrome. It's when he can't decide on a certain thing to fit in a certain spot. Sometimes he thinks a square fits well, other times he thinks a circle fits well. In this case, he decided for a triangle.
Okay, the backstory. Will it be dark or not? Our dark stories aren't light.
No, they are not light at all.
Think of the Black Ops sign right now. A little bit of orange outlining in it and dark in the inside. There we go.
If I may say, mine will likely be very, very dark at first. It's a little bit happier towards the end, but it does get very dark. I do apologize.
Mine is going to be very, very depressing.
Alright, people, 4 minutes, and after that, yeah.
After that, then it's my turn to be on this big screen. Got it.
So yeah, here's the thing. We can at least
You're not the last one. You're the second to last. Fallout's the last.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you not hear?
I get more
went
time.
over the schedule. Me, then you, then Fallout.
Well, I might as well bring up the book back.
Yes.
Let's see. Pretty much, he's laughing again. What's with the laugh?
Oh, nothing. I'm off for Halloween, and I just thought of a good way to scare the teenagers in my neighborhood.
Oh, man. Oh, I came as the Headless Horseman.
Oh, no, I have something better in mind, but I can't tell you.
No, I'm saying my costume was the Headless Horseman at work.
Ah, Doulahan.
Yeah. The pumpkin was hard to carve, and I smelled pumpkin this whole day. I was like, all I could smell was pumpkin. Just kept breathing in.
Get a plastic one.
I might say Jason Voorhees.
All right.
Ah, I was a Viking.
Why am I not surprised?
Best part is I brought my own axe, and everyone thought it was fake.
Until Did they feel the sharp end?
No.
They didn't feel the sharp end at all.
No.
Okay, so you guys,
I thought it was real.
so you and Patrick, hold on here. So you and Patrick, and especially Dylan, in Naruto. Yes, especially
Unfortunately,
Dylan.
yes.
Fortunately, yes. Pretty much.
I do apologize if I do come across as crass at times. I will do my best to try and make this an enjoyable experience, considering I am the least experienced YouTuber here.
Let's see. But you put in the video. Hold on. But you put in the video Halloween. Yes, basically it's the Halloween. It's basically I forgot it's the Halloween. Our 3K special was close to Halloween.
Happened to line up on Hallows Eve.
Yeah, basically I also gotta do. Wait, are we still going to do the Jason Voorhees one?
It depends on you, my friend.
Yeah, that's up to you, dude.
Dude, that's very hard. Sheesh. We planned only little. We planned so little with that one.
Yeah, I say we'll do that.
My American recommendation.
Yes.
I would suggest doing something on Hallows Eve night, and then make a formal apology for anyone who was disappointed on the current events going down here.
Okay, that can work.
Alright. Let's see. Hold on here. Vibe Kage Ivan has very good content. Go check after the live stream. Vibe Kage Ivan?
I believe someone is trying to shout you out.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, the backstory will be dark or not. Yes, our stories will be dark. Not too dark, but dark enough so that way you won't be able to see us. So that dark.
And I am a pale man, so it would be plenty dark in order for you not to see me.
So Patrick will be very dark. Dylan will be depressing. The depressing one that I can handle.
Mine's a bit of a roller coaster. Like, it goes down, down, and down, and then towards the end it kind of turns a little bit into a comedy and then mellows out.
Think of
I
it.
try and add a little bit of relief.
Oh, I can see that, laddie.
Think of
Okay, my friend, calm down.
Think of Halloween. After that, Pee Wee Herman's whatever thing it is called. Let's see, and after that, Three's Company.
I would not recommend that. No.
Think scary movie where it's not horror, it's not scary at all, it's just stupid.
Dylan, that's quite hurtful.
That will be Dylan's thing with his story.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Well, actually, mine could pretty much be like the Titanic, actually.
So you were describing me. That was quite hurtful, Mr. Dylan.
Okay.
No, I was describing Fallout.
Oh. Well, in that case...
Fallout is the Titanic.
Oh.
And you're the iceberg. Stop.
Yeah, where he loses his luck. You pretty much made a Titanic, dude.
You basically...
Calm yourself. Fallout? May I ask how much time we have left before I have to be, thrusted into the spotlight?
5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
Good evening and bienvenue, my friends and family. Allow me to introduce the main star of this story. His original name, you could say, is called Siegfried. Of course, on the battlefield, he was known as Siegfried the Immortal. Why? Simple. He was very, very hard to kill. Now, for those of you who have played For Honor, you would probably know what I'm about to describe. For those of you who haven't, well, sit back and enjoy. This is a man who led armies into conquering bases. He would charge into battle armed with nothing but his armor, his shield, and his flail. That's all he ever needed, and that's all he ever wanted. At least that's what he thought, until he came across a beautiful young maiden. Now this maiden made his heart swoon, and this is the first time he ever felt this. And he tried to, how should we say, seduce her, as all men would try. As he tried to do so, eventually she did allow him to be seduced. Allowed him to be her man, so to speak. Apologies for my fumbling. So, he lived a happy life. He got married to the woman, and he took things slow. He did not want to force her into anything. He wanted to make sure she was comfortable. He made sure that they were in his best castle that he conquered. Tried to make sure that there were plenty of meat. Tried to make sure there was plenty of and everything she could enjoy. Lavish luxury, as moronic as that sounds. Plenty of jewelry, plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of wine. Anything he could get her, he would do so. One day he was called upon the Crusades, and he had to charge off into battle. He came home a bit early one eve. Very early. He was supposed to be gone for 9 months. He was gone for only 6, for how good he was, for how well he conquered things. Upon entering into his castle, he was about to head off to his primary room, and that's whenever a servant stopped him. A servant stopped him and told him, "Sire, you do not want to go on there." He shoved the servant aside and said, "I go where I please in my castle. I apologize, but I must see my wife." And he rushed up the stairs. As he rushed up the stairs, he could hear something faint. And he charged up higher, and it began to get louder and louder. Sounds of ecstasy, sounds of arousal. As he charged up higher, he became angrier and angrier. Something inside him was telling him that this was, how should we say, not a good thing. He charged in and barged straight through his door to reveal that his wife was laying in bed with his best friend. He was beyond furious, beyond even contempt. He was beyond any sort of anger you could imagine. While he was away, his best friend was laying with his wife for possibly days, months even. For all he knows, possibly even years, as they've been married. And they were married for a few years. He decided that was enough of a betrayal to warrant death. He took out the dagger hidden in his boot, and he stabbed his best friend through the chest. And he threw him off the balcony of his castle. He turned to his woman and he berated her, shouted at her, told her how much he loved her. And she just told him that you were nothing to her, that he was nothing to her at all, that all he was a meal ticket out of the province she was living in. Beyond enraged, he did the exact same thing to her, because apparently people are stupid enough to talk like that in their time of anger. And he sat down on the bed, realizing what he had done. In one fell swoop, he had destroyed the life of his best friend and the life of his wife. This is not a forgivable act, even by his own kingdom standards. He knew that eventually he would come to bear this. His name would be tarnished forever in the history books. his name, his honor, his life would be tarnished with this disgrace. So he decided to essentially end himself. And that's when he took the dagger and slit his own throat. When he awoke, he was in the pits of hell. Now, he was not a devout man, as some would believe. He was not. In fact, he did not believe in God. He did not believe in God nor Satan. He believed in fighting. Which would explain why he ended up here. He was in the pits of hell itself, and he was being tortured. And every now and then he would see a man, a demon, that went by the name of Beelzebub, that would laugh and mock at him. Oh, the once great conqueror, now nothing more than my plaything, another toy in my dungeon. How he cackled and mocked at him. After 50 long years, he had enough and broke free and went on a rampage of his own. If he could not conquer the mortal realm as he did, and if heaven wouldn't take him, he would take hell itself. He charged through, ripping and tearing as best he could. He's no doomslayer, but he was doing his damnedest. But as he charged through, eventually he would change, alter even, to that of a visage of a demon. His once proud features, his once, you could even say, pretty face, now morphed into that of something of a demonic presence that would make even mothers kind of grimace. He had horns, wings, talons, fire, you name it, he had it. And he eviscerated demons, he destroyed them. Eventually the demons even gave him a name. Diablos, the demon slayer. The demon that hunts demons, the oxymoron itself. The ironic man itself. He liked it. He accepted it. His name was now Diablos, my apologies. His name was now Diablos. And he relished in the terror he caused. So as he charged through, eventually he wound up getting to the point where he faced off against Beelzebub. And they fought, and they fought, him constantly mocking, oh, how the mighty have fallen, once the ruler of men, now nothing more than a mere dog biting at his master's hands. Him countering, I am no dog to serve you, I am Diablos, the destroyer of demons. As they pitched battle for 10 long years. Because in hell you don't need food or water to survive, you just need hatred apparently. They clashed and slashed at each other for so long, but eventually Beelzebub won out and slashed him straight in half. As he fell, Beelzebub said, "See you back at the torture rack." And Diablos closed his eyes. But upon waking up, he realized there were clouds underneath him. And his once red skin was now back to its former luster. Where there were once claws, there were now fingernails. Where there were once wings, there was now none. Horns? Gone. He touched his face, he noticed some 5 o'clock shadow, but other than that, nothing wrong. He was surprised. Beyond surprised, astonished. His first reaction was, what the hell is this? What's going on? Oh, this isn't hell, laddie. The hell? Not hell. What the hell? Not hell, you're in heaven. Heaven? Okay, the illusions have gotten better, but the premises have gotten worse. What's going on? This isn't no illusion, laddie. You are in heaven. Why? Because I called you here. You called me here, and who the hell are you? God. You're God. You're a giant glowing sphere. Well, to be fair, you can't really imagine me with your own eyes because you can't really see something as awesome as I am and live to tell the tale, so I appear something simpler to you. Okay, I guess that makes sense in some weird retrospect, but anyways, why am I here then, God? Well, it's simple. You were supposed to be here earlier, but apparently you decided to live for a long-ass time in hell. I was waiting for you to eventually die, but for 200 years, well, for technically 150 years, you decided not to. Yeah, I thought... What did you think, that if you died in hell, you wouldn't just pop back up on the torture rack or something along those lines? It's hell, eternal torment. If you die, you don't die, you just pop back up somewhere else, some other pit of torment. Or in my case, whenever I were to call on you, you would eventually pop back up here upon your death. So wait, you're saying I could have been here a lot sooner? Aye, you've actually pulled up my time schedule quite a bit. What? What do you mean, hold up your time schedule? What do you mean? Simple. I'm going to give you an offer that you really can't refuse. What sort of offer? Simple. I have a world that is somewhat in dire need of assistance. I kind of like it. It's entertaining, but I don't want to see it disappear in such a tragic manner. So I'm going to send... I guess you could say a champion, and my usual champions are off doing other things, taking care of other problems otherwhere else, so I had to call across something that would be a bit awkward, a bit unique, something similar to this world. Okay. So, I'm going to send you back down here, and you're going to live out your life as a human in this world. Do I get to... No, you don't get to use your demonic form no matter what. I wasn't going to ask that. I was going to ask, what do you want me to do there? Oh, simple. Live your life as a human. I'm sure you'll eventually find out what's going to go on. I'll give you some hints, though. Really? Aye, burning bushes and the such, you know how I work. Oh, you used to. You read the Bible. Oh, Lord. Yes? Oh, no. Alright, what else? Simple. You're going to look after a fox eventually. A fox. You'll understand in time. But for now... I will tell you that you're going to be reborn in a place far away from your objective. And when I do reborn you, you ain't gonna remember anything for, I'd say at least until you're around adulthood, at least in that world's terms. Wait, what? I won't remember anything? Do you really want to remember remember everything while you're a baby, having your diaper changed and being breastfed and all that? You know what? Good idea. I'll go with your lead. Aye, you'd better do that, considering I know more than you do. Okay, no need to rub it in. What will I have access to? Well, besides your knowledge, I guess I could grant you a few boons, considering the people there do know magic. They know magic. You couldn't send that type of power into my world. No, you had to put it in this world. Well, to be fair, I didn't create this world, but what type of magic you gotta give me? Well, the one you're best with, fire. Fire? I like fire. Okay. Anything else? Well, I will let you keep your natural, well, I'd say unnatural healing. Okay, that's a good start. Anything else? Well, you will know how to learn. Well, you will eventually get your memories back, learn how to work steel and all that nonsense. So, beyond that, nothing really. No. You're sitting into a world where magic and people are... Give me some information. Well, what type of information do you want there, Boyle? Okay, what are the people like? What are the people going to act like? How are they going to attack? What are their primary means of attack? What are their primary means of defense? I need to know things before I can conquer anything. That's kind of the terminology I use here. Come on. Well, the world's filled with what we call ninja. Ninja? You remember the shinobi, right? Oh god, you've got this place filled with nothing but skirmishers. Well, light armored skirmishers. There's no vanguard. There's no heavy armor. They're all skirmisher units. Oh dear god, why are you sending me here? Because I thought it'd be fun. I'd rather be in hell right now. Well, too bad. You don't really have a choice in this matter, as I said. Sure, why not? Anything else? Well, besides the standard, and they have magic, they've been developing it for years, and you're going to be tossed in there by the seat of your britches? Nothing really. Okay, when do I start? Now. And he winds up being reborn. Now, as he's reborn, he comes awake and we go back. Pardon me. Now we go down to the village hidden in the storm, at the Raikage's main palace. There we come across him waiting outside the nursery, waiting outside the birthing rooms, as they eventually hear a loud wail of a baby crying. He immediately stands up out of his chair, somewhat overjoyed. He comes barging in with all his vigor and happiness. You even see a smile on his face. He goes up to the nurse and he says, "Well, is it healthy? What is it?" "It's a beautiful young boy, sir. You should be very proud." And him and his wife decide upon a name, and in this case, a certain name comes to mind. Dio. The name of our baby boy will be Dio. And that, my friends, is the current story of our fond fair friend Dio, the Diablos that kills demons. I pass on the baton to Mr. Dillon.
Alright, we got 2 minute, 2 minute breathing time. So, are you almost ready? No, you're not.
Oh, well,
so
you
what?
got 2 minutes.
Just like us, we're going to be thrown down from heaven. Back to Earth.
Well, technically, I'm gonna be in. What? I can't speak yet.
Anyway, so okay, at 148, you do your parts. So everybody, how far do you like it? Because we've been doing as much as we can. Basically, it's going to be Dylan's turn. I was laughing this whole time. He was like, "Oh God, yes." Oh, that's Ace.
I was trying my best not to laugh.
I heard him.
To be fair, I was trying my best. I did try and veer them off the Irish thing, but I only did that in the original skit for this because I was nervous as hell, and talking like an Irish leprechaun helps me calm down, especially when I'm trying to play especially when I'm supposed to be playing as God. But they decided to keep it in.
Oh boy.
And you know them, they outvoted me, so Blame them if you want me angry.
I blame you.
Don't blame me. I'm the innocent party in this. You guys are the one who forced me.
We were trying our best not to laugh.
Exactly. You forced me ahead. You outvoted me. I could have gone nicer. I could have gone nicer.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Well, I had a 20-minute time limit, and I tried my best to fit it within there without going too far over. But at the same point in time, I also wanted to give it plenty of meat. So I apologize if I went a little bit too far. But at the same point in time, I also wanted to make sure that I didn't take up too much time. I was trying to fit up everything I was thinking into a nice, neat little bundle. There will be a lot more explanation later, but, you know.
It's 1:48. Dylan gets kicked into it.
Alright.
Yay.
Hello. Shut up. Hello, everybody. It is Dylan Breeden here, aka Don't Go Dylan here, and today I'm going to tell you guys my character story. We start off with this young man who is happily married, has a beautiful wife, 2 children. He was happy. He had the best time of his life, and he was about to have a 3rd child. Unfortunately, tragic struck when he was out hunting. When he was bringing back a boar for his clan, he saw smoke. In his mind, he is thinking they're celebrating for another raid. But this is when he gets closer and closer to the village, and he hears sword clashing, axe breaking, people screaming. And this is when he's thinking, no. Oh, and this is when he drops the boar and runs over there. When he gets to the camp, he sees the Blackstone Legion slaughtering everyone. Women are being burned alive, children are being boiled, and this is when he sees the one who's leading them. Apollyon. The one who brings war, death, misery, and destruction. Now, in his mind, he can't think anything. He is enraged. And out of pure rage, he charges at Apollyon with nothing but his fist. But Apollyon easily cut him down by slitting his throat. Now, he is thinking to himself, no, I can't die like this. Curse you, Odin. You better hope I don't come to Valhalla to cut you down. And this is when he hears, you want vengeance. You want power. And this is when, in his blurry vision, he sees a giant black wolf standing upon him. Who are you? I am Fenrir, the bringer of Ragnarok. I am here to help you. Why? Odin did the exact same thing. He killed my children, butchered my wife, and fed upon them. Now, I do not want to see you suffer the same fate, because yours is the same as mine. You will have your vengeance. I'll give you my eternal blessing. And as soon as Fenrir said that, the Highlander's throat is completely healed. And the remaining Vikings, all they hear is a and this is when they see the Highlander throat is healed. And all the Highlander sees is bodies and bodies. And his wolf, well, more like his wife and his children's head on pikes. he is filled with nothing but rage. This is when he finds a claymore, picks it up, and pretty much walks to the castle of the Blackstone Legion. And he goes alone, and no one stops him, because they need to rebuild and bury their ancestors. But he does not go alone. The place was being attacked by both samurais and knights. So he thought to himself, a good distraction at least. And this is when he rushes in, not attacking any of the knights or samurai that is helping killing the Blackstone Legion. He cuts down many of the Blackstone Legion knights until he finally gets to Apollyon. Now Apollyon sees this warmonger brutally beating down the peacekeeper by gouging her eyes out and ripping her teeth out with his bare hands, and ripped her jugular out of the throat. And this is when the the Highlander and Apollyon lock eyes. The Highlander pops his neck and draws his claymore and bluntly says, in Viking language, "For my family and for my unborn daughter." This is when an Apollyon says, "I'll make your death even quicker by decapitating your head." And this is when they charge at each other. And before the Orochi King or lot, the battle was lasted for a good 5 days. The chance for the Orochi to see the Highlander and Apollyon attacking one by one. But Apollyon is underestimating the Highlander because of its large blade. But here's the thing. What knights are always fools. Vikings never wear such heavy armor, and Apollyon was stupid enough to wear it. And this is when the Highlander strikes a great blow and shoves his claymore in his stomach. And he says, in terms, "Blood for blood, the price has been paid." Not yet. And this is when Apollyon stabs him. But this is when the Highlander grabs her by the throat and says, "If I'm going to Helheim, I'm taking you with me." And they both jump off the edge of the cliff. Well, not a cliff, but you could point. And they fall off a 12-story place. And that's when they finally hit the ground. Now, all the Highlander sees is pure blackness. And, well, hatred in his eyes. He cannot see. But this is when he ends up somewhere different. He ends up in a forest, dead, as if death herself has wandered here, like Helheim has frozen the place over. And all he hears is, "Child, come. Come, child." And this is when he follows the voice, and he gets louder, and he starts running and running, until he finally finds the one that's making the child come voice. It is Fenrir, chained down and muzzled, with a sword that is sticking from his lower jaw to his upper jaw. An ancient claymore that was made to keep the Fenrir muzzled. The Highlander owed the wolf a debt, so he wasn't hesitant to remove the blade, and he slowly removes off of it. Now, the claymore is finally out of his mouth, and now the wolf howls and rejoices and says, "I knew I was right choosing you as my champion. Now, release the chains." The Highlander nods, and he cuts down the chains. But this is when he cuts down the last chain. This is when he hears, "You dare release that filth?" And when he looks up in the skies, and he sees Odin riding his horse, and he lands right in front of them. But this is when the Highlander's not even hesitant and throws a sword at the horse, cleaving the head in half. And he says, "It's your fault. It is your fault that she's dead. My son, my daughters, my wife. It is your fault." Tears are coming down from the Highlander's eyes. But this is when Odin tries to speak, but this is when the Highlander just stops him and brutally grabs his collar and beats him up to almost to a bloody pulp. With Odin's last breath, he sends both of them to one body in a different realm. And Odin says, "I'm sorry," and he passes away. And this is when we end up in this village in the mountains, where a young woman finds this very, very pale baby, and she is in shock that anyone would leave it. She picks him up and says, "Do not worry, little one. I'll try my best to take care of you." And she walks off with the child, heading home. And that's the past of the Rabbit Wolf. Okay, that's it. Hello?
Sorry, was you? I listened to the whole story. Damn, that's good.
Thank you.
Let's see. Pretty much, I got 2 minutes left. So at something 41. Not 41. 201.
Man, that was a mouthful.
Ah, man.
Thank you.
So did he talk with the gods, I think? Or no, he talked with the gods. No, wait. Oh, sheesh, I kind of forgot right now. Hold on. Ah, man.
Really?
Right now, it's kind of hard. It's like...
Calm down, Dylan. Let him process things. Remember, different people write down things different way. If you pressure him, it's not going to go off any simpler for him. You know how Fallout reacts to peer pressure. Don't do it.
Dylan, that was good. That was a good backstory, and thank you, Patrick. You're welcome. Truth be told, that was a mouthful.
Sorry.
Alright, tell me when it's 201. Alright, so I can... Because...
I meant the viewers. They didn't need to hear me crunching things. Sorry about that, guys. I haven't eaten most of the day.
Me neither. I was cooking ribs.
Okay, that was fun. Whew.
Next up is our fond fair friend Fallout, whenever he gets a chance.
Fallout the furry.
Hey, watch it.
He's not a furry anymore. You wolf-loving, doggy-style loving, freaking, I don't know.
Fallout, God bless.
Yeah, boy. I wonder if it's 201 right now.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
Way to go, Ricky Victor Rowe.
Oh, cool. Anyway, what is up, you guys? The Fallout would appear. And now it's my turn. Oh, man. Now, we come from out of the depression and all the sadness and sorrow stuff from Naruto, and get to the hard-hitting facts. Now, basically, we get into a world where gods fight amongst each other, where angels and demons fight, and there's a particular little monkey, basically part man, part monkey, Mankey. Exactly. I like it already. But anyway, there's this one man who goes by the name of Son Goku, who also is sometimes known as Wukong. And pretty much, he was always pretty much who he is. A man who defied the gods, even though he was one. Not only that, he sometimes always says that he was Wukong the Great. The most knowledgeable, the most best. He knew everything, and nobody, well, basically would not know him. If I were to say this correctly, everybody knew of him. There was not one person alive who would not know of his trickery, his, well, how would I say it, defiance. Not only that, this man right here always wore a smile, because he knew that nothing could happen. But near their planet, near their home, was a war between the evilness of Yang and Buddha. Now, the prophecies of Yang itself decided to go around and, well, spread chaos because they had enough. They wanted to go into the good world, where basically humans lived. But Buddha did not allow it. He decided to send his angels. And a war started between these two. Now, they got closer and closer to Earth until Wukong, or basically Goku, let's call him Goku. Goku basically got on his cloud and started flying all the way on top speed, telling his wife, which, yes, he has a wife, that he will be back in a monkey's tail. Anyway, this man right here, how would I say this, did not care at all what anybody did, because he was tortured in the fires itself. Well, how would I say this? He was tortured in the fires itself. Not only that, he drank the fountain of youth. Not only that, he also ate the fruit of immortality. Not only that, he grabbed one of the bracelets that turned him into a powerful immortal, which all these three made him into a god. Now, Wukong stormed and destroyed a lot of angels and a lot of demons. Destroying demons was okay, but destroying the angels, well, some of the gods started to protest Buddha, telling him that, my lord, as much as we will listen to what you say and not defy anything, we cannot just allow this. This monkey, this mere primate himself, he's dishonoring us, Sensei, Master, Sire. You must stop him now. And this is when, basically, Wukong is destroying every single freaking thing. Goku is destroying things. Pretty much nothing can stop him. Until there was a fight leading into the whole Earth. And a couple of angels and demons started fighting with one another on planet Earth. Now, they're much more stronger, but they're not strong enough to destroy the world. But they are strong enough to basically kill humans. With swings of swords and swing of claws. A lot of blood was on the floor as the angels destroyed some of the demons, but as well cut some of the humans. Some of the demons did not care what they hurt. In fact, the moment they were done killing their opponent, they started hunting for the humans. Now, this is when Wukong, or basically Goku, looks across the world, the world, and basically sees everything that's happening. And he sees fire. He sees explosions. He's not as close to Earth, but he knows that big of an explosion could mean one thing. That the angels and the devils have fought with, or the demons fought with each other on planet Earth. And now he thinks about his wife and about the children that he so cared about. And he just started to fly back into his world. And at first, it looked okay. He landed near the forest. Until, after a couple of minutes, the more he kept walking around searching places, he kept hearing popcorn. Not popcorn. Sorry, that's my bad. Okay. He was hearing basically fire crackling. Yeah, basically popping like popcorn or something like that. If you heard of the crackling, it's basically a plastic bag crunching. It was crackling as hard as it could because there was a fire near where the Monkey King was at. And he saw everything. And then a couple of minutes later, he went to this place and looked familiar. The trees, the way the ground looked. For some reason now he found out that it looked like his home. Matter of fact, it is his home. He just saw what was left of his home. Basically, the foundation of the house, or the bottom, or the lower part of the foundation of the house. And all he sees is actually the rocks that were there, and the trees, and everything else that was there, burning, and fire. And this is when Son Goku looks in despair as he sees burning. Now, this kind of burning is pretty much hot. Like, this is hellfire itself, which can turn, well, practically anything into bones, and it can melt bones. But this is when he saw a skeleton on the ground. Not only that, he also saw a smaller skeleton within the other skeleton. And then he found out, well, after seeing a bracelet that was made out of strong metal, he saw that this was his wife. Not only that, he saw that there was a baby inside of this woman. This man was going to be a father. But I think that would be too easy for me to say that. No. He knew he was going to be a father after seeing that. He knew that he was going to be a happy man. And now he knows that, basically, if I had to be honest, he was terrified of the fact that he couldn't do it. He was enraged that he couldn't protect them. He had all this power, and yet for what? For what in his mind is pure rage and fire burning within him, knowing that he lost everything. He went to hell. Not only that, while he was in hell, he killed so many devils, so many angels. He was depressed when all of them saw him. His smile, the one that was there when he always protected the world, the one where basically when he did tricks, it was gone. everything about him was gone. It was a husk that was filled with rage and malice. Grabbing the staff, he kept swinging and swinging. No matter what, he was never tired. And until then, hell was born with billions and quadrillions of demons. Even more than that, probably. But the thing is, Son Goku was not done yet. This was the first ever time, besides the history. We can call it the third one, because this is the first time they've ever lost a lot of demons. But this is the first time, third time they lost the demons, a lot of demons, but this is the first ever time that they lost it to just one person. Even though it's a deity, this man was super strong. Even Buddha himself would have a little bit of a, would be a little, how would I say this? A little stressed after fighting all these demons. But he didn't care. The fire within Son Goku burned. And it burned and it burned and it burned until his mind felt like it was going insane. Now he went for the angels. He went for the gods themselves. And he kept beating them all down. Killing angels. Killing a couple of gods. But most of all, just wounding them. Because he doesn't know why. But he just saved, or he spared. Even though he was in despair, he spared those people. Because he wanted to be king still. But he doesn't even think if he wants to be that. He doesn't know if he wants to be that at all. All he just knows is that his queen was basically dead. His child was basically dead. This is when Izuku, not Izuku, Son Goku, sorry about that, people. This is when Son Goku was riding around the clouds, charging into the freaking temple. And then he saw Buddha. And he said, Buddha, we need to have a word. And this is when he says a word. You come and destroy my palace. Now my temple is all that's right there, all that's standing. Not only that, you killed a couple of gods. You may have spared those gods, but you have killed a lot of other gods. Enraged, he says, you had an army, and your army is what led to the death of my loved ones. And the child that was supposed to be born is not born anymore. And this is when Buddha says, I am sorry. But now he's in a better world. In a better place. Let's see. He could be in a better universe. To be honest, I am truly sorry for what has happened. No one is supposed to lose their child at a young age. Even a child who was not even born yet. A child who saved me the sarcasm. This isn't sarcasm, my child. I am truly pure when I say this. And these two start to head off fighting. Why? Well, because Son Goku was so mad at the fact that he could be possibly lying to him. So he says, do not screw with me and let us fight to the death. And they did. For the next 10 years, these two have fought Buddha and Son Goku have been fighting to the death for 10 whole years, and they still kept going until Son Goku was tired. Now, he may have been immortal, but basically his immortality is there. But he still gets tired and he goes to sleep still, because it's not a perfected immortality. The elixir, the divine fruit, the judgment call, he was only a god and then he turned immortal. But his whole body isn't God. So basically he does not have infinite stamina. So, after beating Son Goku by cutting him down, slashing him, he basically revived Son Goku and destroyed all the hatred that he had. Now, Son Goku basically said, "Why did she have to die? Why her?" And this is when this great sage himself says, "Young Goku, you do not deserve this kind of fate. I am genuine when I say this. But I will tell you this. I will turn you back into a baby and then put you into someone who, at the very least, will treat you right, or as right as you can be." This is when Son Goku says, "Well, I get to see my wife." "No, but you will find love. I am hopeful for that. I know that you'll one day see your son. Believe me on that. Not only that, I want to thank you for serving my realm." And this is when Son Goku gets up and says, "It was an honor to at least serve under you, who've taught me so much. I wish I could take my weapons and stuff." "Oh, I already did it." "Wait, what? Really? You did?" "Oh, yes." "Oh, man. But don't worry, it's not just you that's just going down there. There's a couple of gods who decided to fiddle around and just go and decided, heck, why not put their own little warriors over there? I will be proud and honored to meet them one day. But it's now time to say goodbye." Now, this is when he makes a request to say goodbye to his wife. And he did. He said goodbye to his wife, met him for the past 10 years. They talked so much about what he and her did. And she said that she was going to be revived. And she said she was going to a universe which is weird and has a bunch of weird little powers. This is when Buddha tells him, "Alright, I gave you 10 minutes. Now, it is time to send you off." And this is when he says, "We will meet again. Hopefully in your arms, or hopefully having somebody's arms around me, hold your arms. You get the whole picture." And she says, "Go before I smack you. As much as I don't like it, you have to find love, but I will thank you for that." And pretty much he goes into the, how would I say this, into the Naruto universe. Now, I'm going to end it off there, and that is the end of my part.
Follow. A quick question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes?
Considering all of our parts were not as long as the 20-minute marker we're led to believe, would you care to at least allow them to hear the adolescence of our youth, at least meeting up until the meeting with Naruto?
Alright, that would be fair enough, since pretty much we're all in our perspective. Hold on, Dylan. You are in the you are with the Tsuchikage, right? Like, in their village still? Okay. Alright, so I guess we're going to talk about our adolescence. Great.
That is, if the people still wish to listen to it.
Okay, do you guys still want to listen to us talk about this? Because we have a lot more in store for you guys.
Indeed. Oh, calm yourself, Dylan. I'm sure we can assist you if needed.
So we have 7 minutes until we hit to the 30 parts, or 2:30. That way, basically we can just refresh. And oh man, fudge, that was so freaking.
By the way, Fallout.
Yes.
Bravo, my friend. Bravo.
Oh man, I was so sad of the fact of the child.
I understand. I could feel it in your voice. That led to it being very useful. After all, I was upset whenever I had to talk about, killing and tossing my best friend off of a balcony. But at the same point in time, congratulations, you did very well.
Well, I didn't regret beating Odin's ass.
You might regret that later.
He has the power to send you places.
I think sending me to the Naruto universe is going to be his worst mistake in his life. Because he accidentally sent Fenrir's ass with me.
Oh wait, where's my dog?
Quick what if suggestion. What if Deku has a succubus girlfriend, got the idea from a comic? Oh no!
Wait a minute. I need to search this up now. I gotta search this up now.
Jesus! Satan!
Well, Tina! If it's from that comic, though...
Oh no!
That might be interesting.
Oh no!
That's the Last of Us idea.
Oh boy, this is so fun now.
I suggest you give that idea to Last of Us, since he's more perverted than us.
I wouldn't say that. You haven't seen me full powered yet.
Of course, I could tell you were holding back on that story.
Oh man.
What's weird, I'm as pale as an albino horse.
Pretty much, we still got 5 more minutes left. I do want to...
Okay, Tina's wishes for us to continue. At least that's one yes.
5 people are watching, so I take that as a yes.
Alright, I'd be more than happy to. Still same order, or would you like to start this round off Fallout, or would you, Mr. Dylan?
I say continue. I mean, I got nothing better to do.
So, no, I'm asking, would you like to start off this round? Essentially, are we going to follow the same order block we went in originally? Me first, then you, then Fallout? Or are we going to go down a different route?
No, I'm being last. I'll take the last position.
Fallout, is it because you just want to listen to our stories so you can edit your own and make it more entertaining?
No, because I gotta go get some water and I'm trying to refresh myself. Like, I'm trying to make sure I'm awake.
I figured as much, but I like messing with you. If you want, Dylan, you can go first and get it over with.
Yeah. Rip the Band-Aid already.
I mean, I don't mind going ahead. I don't mind going first. I don't mind.
You can go first. I'm still thinking.
Very well, very well, very well.
I mean, that is all I was
thinking. Dylan, I understand.
No.
I'll be more than happy to. I am calm. Do you not hear my voice?
I am telling myself to calm down.
Oh, Dylan.
You have a weird way of calming yourself down.
Dylan. Deep breaths.
And fart.
Dylan.
It's easier for you to say because you had liquor.
So do I.
Yeah, we both have liquor.
I don't.
Ah, a shame.
That's a shame indeed. I can't buy it. I literally can't buy it because I'm still 20. I'm not 21. I usually get. I'm not going to tell anybody about this. This is a secret. We're
live.
Yeah, this is a secret. No one's going to know until we're off the air.
Luckily, I'm 25. I can buy my own. Dylan, please apologize to everyone.
Yeah, Paul. It's the 30. We didn't want this. This is the special. This is the what if special, not the burping special.
That actually came out. I didn't expect it to come out. I apologize.
No problem. I figured as much. You usually would mute yourself if that was the case.
Yeah, that just came out of nowhere. So.
Yep, right out of left field. Just. So, Fallout, let me know whenever it's time, and I will describe the adolescence of Sir Dio.
We got 3 minutes, so we're good.
Let's
2 minutes.
Anyways, I'm glad people are at least enjoying this show. That makes me feel glad, in a way.
We had up to like at least a good 8 people, and then after that 10 people. But I guess it's just because like this is the what. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to have to like actually do the actual what if. Boy.
Yes, indeed.
And pretty much, you guys won't be able to be there. Like besides you guys actually being there on the PlayStation, I have to do it on the phone. That's the part. That's the part that scares me the most.
Well, at least you have a solid reference tool on which to jump back and forth from. You can describe our stories with great detail, considering we're describing them here, for everyone to hear. And if you wish to tell them a viewpoint to where they can hear us speaking, you can literally just tell them, go to this, you can literally put a tag in the description, say if you want this person to describe how their character went on, well, these are the tag you go for this particular live stream video.
Well, technically I already have that, but oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna do what if I was in the Naruto universe, it's gonna be a shitload different.
I was talking about Fallout there.
Oh.
Like he can, whenever he's having to do his own actual version of what we're doing here, he can go back over the live stream, listen to how we describe things, and that way he can describe them in perfect detail. Or at least near perfect as he can do.
Well, not everyone's perfect.
Exactly, as I said, as near perfect as he can do. Isn't that right, Fallout?
Yes, the one thing that I do know is that we basically went 2 hours and 20-something minutes.
Well, that's nothing compared to some of your live streams.
Yeah. We
I do remember there was a party time of, 5 hours, 6 hours whenever I appeared at home and turned on the PlayStation to find you guys still in a party chat, and I'm going,
How long has this been on there?
Well, according to this, 6 hours.
Oh boy,
Going
hey!
6.5.
Patrick,
So,
your turn. Yep.
Indeed. We will cut back into the, I will say, 5-year-old Dio. We'll skip the awkward ages of 1 through 4. We'll go straight to 5. Make it easier for everybody. Oh, one quick question before I get fully started, Fallout. What's the time limit you'll allot me?
15.
15? Give me a 5-minute warning before it's up. Would you mind?
Alright.
Thank you. It'll help me keep it in time to wrap it up. Now, back to this. So, essentially, our fond fair friend, Dio, he is a very eager child. However, he doesn't feel as if he fits in with a lot of the other children. I mean, he tries to get along with them, and at times he'll even feign ignorance of other things, but he is the Raikage's son, which does allot him a bit of a figurehead position. Now, I'm not going to be one of those that say he doesn't get a bit of a big head because of this, because he's a kid, and most importantly, he doesn't remember his past at all, so naturally he gets a bit of an ego boost, knowing that he is the son of the Raikage, of the village hidden in the clouds. He naturally gets a bit of a flamboyant. But he does try and keep himself level-headed, because he trains himself with, well, his uncle. Killer Bee. Killer Bee, while permissive of some of his behaviors, does try and keep him at least somewhat guided on the straight and narrow. Because, as we all know, Killer Bee is awesome like that. He tries to keep him guided on the straight and narrow, and at a young age he teaches him how to, well, fight. Why? Because it is essentially what the Village of the Clouds do. They teach military training early on to make it easier later on. Now, it's nothing rough or rugged. It's nothing something grown ninja would do, but it's something despite it. And immediately they notice that he has a keen ability for fire. They realize this whenever he's punching a training dummy one day, and he quite literally causes it to burst in flames. Does he know how he does it? No. Does he care how he does it? No. Fire. He likes fire. And then they notice one day he's running around and he falls and he gets a pretty nasty gash on his leg. They go to get the healers, but by the time they come back, they notice green flames have enveloped the wound and they've just healed it up. Now the Raikage is very interested in this. He didn't know his son would have this. He's curious, what's going on? Is this a Jinchuriki? No, there's no Jinchuriki like this. What is with my son? And he tries to investigate, but no one of his scientists know what this is, because it's not from this world, as we all know. They unfortunately don't, so they're out of luck. All they know is that Dio is a very special child and could be used as a very special weapon later on in his life. But that'll be a story for another time. For now, Dio will just continue going along his childhood route. His main days consist of eating, sleeping, training with his Killer Bee uncle, and, well, going to the library and reading. Why? Because he finds solace in the alone time. He likes being left alone, getting trapped in a book, and just relaxing. It's one of the few places where he can be alone. No retainers, no bad talks, just him, his books, and silence. Now he keeps on going around this for, I'd say, at least another around 7. Sound good to you, Fallout?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, he keeps on going around this route until about 7 years of age. His training gets more intensive with Killer Bee, and Killer Bee actually tries to teach him how to use some weapons. Nothing big, nothing bad, just some tonfa. Basically a bit of self-defense tool, as he is planning on taking him for a bit of a trip. Why is he taking him for a trip? Because Dio is insistent on going on a trip. He wants to get out of the village, he wants to explore, he wants to see the sights, and he wants to eat the food. Why? Because for some reason, he really likes food. It's almost as if he was trapped for 150 years for over 200 years in some unknown interdimensional hellhole. But we won't go into that discussion. He really likes food, and he really wants to go and travel and examine the world. He's got a wanderlust at such a young age, and he just wants to feed that little wanderlust inside of him and just wants to take his little nephew and just do whatever the little nephew wants, because Bee kind of spoils the little brat, we're not gonna lie. He talks to his older brother, and they kind of make an agreement that if he gets all A's in his next test, he'll gladly let him go exploring in one of the other big villages. What do you know? He gets all A's on his tests. Why? Because he's Dio. He's actually pretty friggin' smart, as long as he studies for the appropriate thing. So, the place where they're going? Well, he picks none other than the Leaf Village. Why? Plot convenience, dadgummit. Gotta tie this story up somehow. So, as he heads off to the Leaf Village, him and B, they travel, they walk together. Considering how fast B is and him carrying him along and all that, I'd say he's easily able to make it there within a couple of weeks, no problem. Upon getting to the village, B escorts him around. They get to the gates, show off the paperwork and everything. Just essentially coming for a visit. Nothing big, nothing bad. They let them know, he lets them know who he is. They go in, he goes up and talks with he tells Naruto to wait outside of the main office of the Hokage's hideout, well, in the lobby, so to speak, as he goes up to talk with the Hokage. Why? Because Killer freaking B, one of the head ninja of the Cloud Village, is in the, village hidden in the leaves. They kind of want to know what's going on. B goes up, tells the Hokage, listen, nephew just wants to explore the place. He's never been outside the village. He's kind of an introvert. He only ever hangs out in books. And so he just really wanted to explore. I know this is kind of weird, but it's a growing experience, and this is the place he chose. Do you really mind? The Hokage, being a rational and somewhat of an eccentric man, as we all know, begrudgingly accepts, as long as they don't cause too much trouble. So B says no problem, we'll make sure to keep on a nice tight leash. As we all know, that's not going to go well. So he takes him around, they shows off the village to him. He talks with a few of the people there, talks about, and surprisingly, Dio's willing to talk about, what? Toys? No. Different types of games? No. Dio is trying to learn more about, well, the architecture, the agriculture, what type of institution they have. B is just wondering, what the heck's wrong with this kid? And Dio, he even pulls him aside. Dio, why aren't you more worried about, playing? Okay. Aren't you more worried about playing games and such? No. I came here to mainly explore the area and see how it's like. I want to know how other villages interact with each other, and what's similar with us. Because if we know what's the same with us, well, then we know what we can grow with and build upon with. But why would you want that? So we can make peace. You want to make peace. Well, yeah, it would make Dad's job a lot easier. I mean, if everything's at peace, we wouldn't need such a big army or anything. You really are a special kid. I try. Anyways, you want to get something to eat? Because I'm hungry. Sure. Wait right here, I'll go pick up something. And that, my fond fair friend Fallout, is where I'll leave my character with you. You may do with him as you wish, and you may put him in whatever scenario you may wish. But please know he is armed with his tonfa, so be careful on how he uses them.
Alright, Dylan. Hold on, it's not done yet. It's like, you got 2 minutes.
You are gonna hate me for this, Fallout.
Oh boy.
Dylan, remember, please leave the type of fighting or instigation in Fallout's hands, considering he is the one that's going to have to, how should I say, adapt it around the story. Yes, Dylan, I know, but it is his channel. We are co-stars.
Well, you'll find out what he's gonna do anyway, so meh.
Again, we are co-stars. He is the one that gets to describe the fight scenes and such.
Patrick, you should actually do a little bit of YouTubing. Good.
I get far too nervous. Right now, the only thing I'm thinking about is talking about this with you two. If I was not, I'd probably be stuttering even more than I am now.
Truth be told, that's what I said.
Yeah, I just have to go with the flow. Pretty funny.
Anyways, but back to what I was saying. Yes, essentially I'm going to give my character over to you. You can choose to have him fight as you wish, how he'll bump into Naruto, how he'll see Naruto, how any of that happens during his visit there, all up to you.
Alright, alright.
Because this way it gives you the most amount of control, while allowing me to interject at least a bit of my ideas. And giving him a reason to be there. Instead of just, oh, random plot teleporting.
Should be told, this was never actually the what if that I was thinking of at first. The thing I was going to do was, you know how I did the Deku one? The Deku Escanor thing? Basically, this was supposed to be Naruto. And basically, he would have the axe. He would basically be much more... He would be hot-headed and stuff by nighttime, but at daytime he would be prideful and actually smart, like... How'd I say it? People will be like, is this the same knuckle-headed ninja? Oh yeah, he'll definitely be Hokage. Well, I'm not dealing with that no more. Anyway, it's time for Dylan to speak. Yippee!
Let it rip.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it quick, short. All I'm gonna say is, over the year, we're gonna start where our little crazy mother effer is pretty much at the village, and he is in detention for literally beating up a bigger kid that was bullying one of his friends. This kid literally has casts all over his body. And the Kage there, I don't remember his name, he is walking in there, and he is completely not surprised. So he just, pretty much he gets a loudmouth from the parents. Wolf gives him the bird, and pretty much just walks off. But before he walks off, he goes, right! And he just scares the living crap out of the poor kid, and just laughs, and just walks off. One of the teachers to say, you have a evil son. Tell me about it. What to do? He hates the village. I got an idea. This is when he's pretty much walking with the son, aka Wolf, and he says, boy, I noticed that you've been reading hunting books. What of it? Why don't you like to go hunting with me? Okay. Beats being in this shithole. And pretty much, we go until, over the years, he's been mostly training how to hunt with his old man. And pretty much, he gets that thrill of adventure. He wants to find bigger game to hunt, challenges. Now, he does find bigger challenges, and always gets the scrapes and bruises. He pretty much got scars here and there. They're from pretty much fighting games and pretty much being stupid. Now, he's thinking that maybe if he takes him to a different village, he will see the world differently. So the only place he could think of that he won't rip someone's head off is the Leaf Village, since they're more of the more peaceful villages, quote-unquote. Well, the rest, he thought about the Sand Village, then he realized that he would try to literally kill the Kage there because he's an asshole. Oh, the Windstorm Village, he would literally kick that one's head off. And the Storm Village, he would literally kick this one guy named Killer B right in the balls just for talking nonsense. So the Leaf Village was the only place he could think that is more calming. So they pretty much go to adventure around the Leaf Village, and they pretty much show them the paper that they're just looking around. Which the Hokage is very concerned, since him and the Earth Kage, that's what I'm going to call him, don't really get along. And, well, Wolf is just looking around. And he's pretty much jumping on building and building, looking around, and pretty much he's thinking that this place feels like, it feels familiar to him for some reason. He doesn't know why, but for some reason it just feels familiar. The wind is literally touching his face, and he's thinking, this feels more home than ever. And this is when he sees this kid. Who is that? And I'm pretty much going to keep it there. So pretty much, I'm done.
Really? Alright.
I told you it was going to be quick and easy.
To be fair, we did kind of surprise him with the Adolescence bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that was as short, but it was sweet.
Alright, well, pretty much I got a 2-minute head start, so, well, basically 1 minute since it's not that long. But, yeah, mine's not going to be as long either, but it will at least get to 10 minutes.
Oh.
That is really quick. Yeah, I just wanted it done and over with.
If I may ask, how did you guys enjoy my commentary?
It was pretty good, you know. You should do this more often.
Again, as I said, I am a bit more nervous when I know I'm talking in front of a larger crowd. I believe limiting myself in this capacity would be a bit
Join the dark side.
I believe not so, my friend. I'm not a fan of the dark side. Don't get me wrong, they have cookies and all, but
They have the cookies.
I'm going to have to unfortunately pass.
Dude, you literally made a dark past. Wait, we all did.
Technically speaking, yes, I got my ideology from this from y'all. Remember, y'all went first with this. I came up with mine after hearing what y'all did.
Oh yeah.
Technically, I got mine from my D&D character when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I will admit I am a D&D fan myself, and I am a DM in my pastime, so narrating isn't that big of a deal for me. It's just narrating in front of strangers, if you will, that does give me a bit of the heebie-jeebies. I'm what you call camera shy.
Well, here's an idea. I never keep the camera thing I have on, so I just keep it flipped down so they can't see my face, so you don't get camera shot.
So you just basically talk into the phone.
That's not what I mean. It means I'm essentially more nervous, as you would say, not having just people see me. It's more of just people. I'm just not used to new people. Usually I keep myself closed off. In fact, reaching out to you two is especially strange for me. My usual routine does not involve this. Most interactions I get with strangers are saying the casual hi and hello while at work, and being somewhat goofy and happy there.
I'm going to surprise them.
Most times I am more of an introvert.
I'm not going to tell them I'm going over there just like... I'm going to play the music too, just like...
Would you like me to kick him out of your house, Patrick?
No, thank you. He's more than welcome to hop on by. After all, I have met him on here, and meeting him in person would just give me a better chance to bear hug him into submission.
Oh, he's gonna kill... I should have known that there was some secret alternative plot. So...
Oh, no. Killing you is too easy. Remember, death is a release from pain and suffering. Life is the true suffering. At least as long as... Yeah, so... Killing you is not in the question. Besides, if I kill you, who is going to be there to listen to my crazy ideas?
But having Dylan is enough suffer as
You see,
it
folks,
is.
this is how we treat Fallout. You should really feel sad for him. You should really feel sad for him. We are the evil people in his life. You should really try and tell him to get rid of us like a bad habit.
Okay, anyway. So, it's my turn now. Now. The moment this young boy was born, and pretty much everybody saw him. For some reason, this young man had a tail, and also a tale to tell. He told everyone around the world, well, not around the world, around the Sand Village, that... What the heck am I hearing? Anyway, we get to the whole point where this young man talks to everybody, but then gets shunned because of the tail. And it's just because the tail itself. Not only that, the red hair on him, It reminds them of someone, but at the same time, it's also black. Because this young man right here is Wukong. Now, why is he Wukong? Well, because basically he was told that that was his name, and that he looked like some kind of weird monkey due to his tail. He was known as the first humanoid tail beast, calling him a freak, throwing him out, calling him an outcast. This young man has went to school so many times, has been bullied, has been punched, kicked. Not only that, he had what's called taijutsu users, genjutsu users, ninjutsu users, basically shooting any kind of power at this young man. But what they found out was kind of crazy. It's basically that this young man didn't care at all. He always tried to smile, even if it sucked for him, even though smiling does hurt him still. It's not going to be the end of his world. Until one day he meets an old man. A soft, kind-hearted old man. And he didn't care about what this young boy looked like. At first, he thought, oh, this man's going to treat me bad. But I might as well try it. Hopefully I actually get through to him. And this is when, basically, 2 weeks has gone by. And then when Wukong basically got out of the store, hiding himself, all he sees is the door open. And this old man right here is on the ground, holding him, and holding him, and holding him. That is what Wukong is doing. He's just holding him, and the fact that he lost someone in the very end, and this is pretty much sad. For everyone around him, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. To him, it matters a lot. Because, here's the thing. Everybody doesn't care about the old man because he was an old man. He was how would I say this? He was in a coercion, or he was basically in cahoots with Wukong, as they so call it, saying that the traitor pretty much summoned the Hellspawn to be friends with him, and they thought that this old man was bewitching everyone. So they got a couple of ninjas to kill them. This is when basically he runs away crying. And yes, Wukong does cry, and he came out, and pretty much that's what he did. Until he reached the part of the Sand Village that has a little bit more people in it. What I'm trying to say is this. He went to the main facility, or the main city of the Sand Village. So, Izuku did Wukong did this, and he pretty much, how would I say this, talked with a lot of people, and since they did not know about this young boy, they thought, hey, this probably isn't the kid, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go search for him. Now, Wukong is, how would I say this? How would I say this? I know this. He's pretty much going to hide his identity. He's not ashamed of what he is, but he knows when to not try to be a total jerk, if you guys will call it. And he just spends his life right there, pretty happy, until he knows he has to. Pretty much says, hello, I'm Gara from the Hidden Sand Village. Sandwich. How would I say this? Can no one hear me? Oh, sheesh. For some reason, I think my internet's...
No, we hear you.
Okay. Sorry, my thing wasn't... I don't think anybody heard me. But if none of you guys heard what I was saying, basically, he just met this certain redhead. And she called herself Gara. And pretty much, these two started talking. Now, the thing is, basically, she was talking to him because she found him fascinating. Why? Because she was the only child, well, technically, Wukong was the only child that talked to her. And basically, she was kind of weird and dumbfounded. Why is he talking to her? Why is she not being hit? Why isn't she getting stepped on, or why isn't she being like thrown fruit or anything? Why is this guy just sitting there? And pretty much she's wondering, is this guy okay? Is he crazy or something? And pretty much this is when Wukong says, "Hi." And he almost showed off his tail and says, "My name is..." Oh, sorry about that. Look, I gotta tell you something. It's pretty nice over here. Not a lot of people are mean. So, how was your day? And this is when she says, "This kid is very weird now. He asked me about my day. Oh jeez. Probably he's trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me?" And this is when he probably says, no, that's not my thing. I wouldn't want to kill you. You seem to be a kind of person." And this is when she says, let's see. Probably. But probably it doesn't matter. Right now he's not scared of me. And this is when she says, "Well, we'll meet each other again one day. I go to the same school as you, so..." He's thinking, wait, what? How are we... You do not know. It's best that you do not know. Because all I know is pain and suffering. Wait a minute, I do too. I suffered before as well. And he says, "Yeah, well, how'd you suffered?" Well, someone who I cared about died. Although, I'm happy for the fact that he's living a better life. Not only that, there is also this lady... This lady? What am I thinking about? It's probably nothing. Probably a dream. Or something. For some reason I was fighting someone, then I went down to a bad place. Yeah, these are just probably stupid dreams. I'm getting hungry right now. I wish I had something to eat. And pretty much, yeah, when he was, let's see, he goes to school, he was pretty much 7 to 8, I don't know. That's pretty much how he is. He's just, he's been hurt, he's been, everybody has done a lot of bad things to him because he had a tail. They've called him the Tailed Beast, which is somewhat fitting for his name, but at the same time, it's screwed with him. He always thinks that he's a monster because of what he is, not for what he has done. And pretty much that's where I'm going to leave my what if right there. So, anyway.
Congratulations, my friend. I usually keep myself muted while you guys are on so I can talk, eat, make comments, and stuff like that without having interrupting.
Yeah.
I was listening to music.
I was listening to every word he was saying. It's quite good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to take a wild guess and say, during your what if of this, when you officially post this with our characters and everything, you're essentially going to go through Naruto's backstory on this one.
Yes.
From his point of view, and then just, without anyone having previous preference knowledge to this, or without probably tagging, these three random mother effers walk up and apparently be on his side.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a very buff, pale kid wearing nothing but fur armor, and he just sees these people bullying him, and he just grabs a stick and whacks them.
Meanwhile, you got this strange man over here with a white shirt, with a gray shirt and gray pants, which is typical for the Cloud Ninja to have, as well as frickin' Tonfa apparently walking around, be like, "Oh, there's a fight going on. Wonder I'll ask. What's going on here?"
You see this really tall kid with scars just beating these kids up with a stick.
First reaction would probably be try to fight the tall kid. Seems like a good fight.
Then you see this bruised up kid, and you're trying to just killing. You see this tall kid protecting this other kid. Then you just say,
screw it. Might as well take on the other guys. May not be as good as if I was a big one, but might be more interesting. More of them, at least. And then we turn around and see our monkey friend.
I pretty much say, okay, a guy with a tail. That's a new one. So I'm pale as a horse, albino horse, so I'm guessing that's not surprising either.
And I guess I look the most normal out of the bunch currently. That will change in time as a conqueror.
Yes. I'd be the most white. I'd be the one that's pretty much just looking at you and people just say, and people
you're the pale horse of the group.
Pale horse? I'm a fucking albino.
You're not albino. One, you can walk out in the sun very easily. Two, you don't have red eyes.
Fair point.
3, you are pale, not albino white. Pale and albino white are two different things. Trust me. I am 3/4 Irish, 1/4 3/4 Irish, 1/6 Scandinavian, 1/6 Welsh, and the rest of it's Indian.
Okay, fair point.
I am a pale SOB.
Yes, and you're also the Irish god.
Your point being?
Oh, nothing much that day. It's just going to suffer more.
Anyways, Fallout. It's been a pleasure working with you, but I have a feeling you're wanting to bring this to a close so you can get some sleep. Or am I wrong and you wish to keep going? Fallout? Fallout!
I think he went to get a drink of water.
He didn't say anything about getting a drink of water.
Bah!
Note yourself, we kick his ass later.
We definitely kick ass.
Hey, you want to talk about? Hey, you want to just act like we're talking about something really demented until he pops back in, and then whenever he pops back in, we just go like, "Oh, nothing's happening." We just wait for him to actually say something about what we're talking about.
Sure.
All right, so what's the? I'm not gonna say what's the most demented thing you can think about. What's the third most demented thing you can think about talking about? We'll pretend like we're talking about it, and when he pops back on, then you're like, oh, nothing. You're just talking about Tuesday activities.
Up to you, because I got nothing.
All right. Dang it, I thought of this prank, and yeah, I can't pull anything out of my hat at this moment. I'm really tired.
How about we talk about something that he thinks we're talking about inappropriate things, but we talk about knives?
Oh, boy.
Oh, never mind, he's already back, damn it.
Shit! God fucking damn it!
What happened?
Wait, we're live.
Oh, nothing. Nothing. We were thinking you left without saying a word, so me and Dylan were gonna pull a prank on you. We were gonna talk about we were gonna say what would be viewed as inappropriate by you, but we were just gonna be really talking about knives. But dang it, you came in back too early.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, at least you came back early. You didn't say anything before you left, so I'm kind of glad that you did, but I'm also sad that you didn't, because that you did come back so too early, because I really wanted to see how you'd react.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Of course. There'll always be more chance to torture Fallout. Anyways, Fallout. Just wanted to check and make sure. I'm pretty sure you're wanting to end up the live stream to get some rest, but if you want, I can still keep going. I have no work in the morning, so.
Neither do I.
I'm
much
willing to keep going.
as I want to play, gotta go take my sleep because I didn't actually go to sleep at all. So.
Very well. In that case, I will be the first one to leave, so that way we can save the best for last, Mr. Fallout. And we will follow in order as we previously have done.
Are you going to?
I wish everyone a nice evening, and I hope you all have a blessed day in the morning. Please do come by and visit us again, and try and listen to us crazy dastards talk more insane ramblings. If you feel like it, that is. This has been Patrick A. Thornhill, signing off.
Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and mine. This has been Dunkle Dylan here, aka Dylan Breeden. Bye, and get some frickin' sleep.
I was gonna ask him if he was going to be playing on in the daytime, but that's not possible at all.
I think I'll be at the daytime.
Oh, great.
Hey, I'm not that cruel.
Anyway,
get some.
Like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout with If here.
And Dunkle Dylan. Bye.
And Dunkle Dylan. Bye.